The gospel of the last 2 days told the story of the betrayal of Judas. You know, Jesus knew what was coming, and still, he gave his body and blood to Judas. And I imagine it was with a very heavy heart that he said the words, "Go and do what it is you need to do." He said it would have been better if Judas had never been born. Yet he chose Judas to be one of his followers and loved Judas and gave him responsibility over their finances. He shared his last meal, those last supper, with Judas. I wonder how often we've all betrayed Jesus and yet spent time noticing the faults of others with greater clarity as we recognize the fault of Judas. But haven't we all done things in some way that we regret? Haven't we wished we had behaved differently or judged others unfairly and wished we hadn't? I know there are those out there who say what others should do to be better. Things like, well, if only this person would talk less. I don't think that person ever says they're sorry the way I think they should say it. Whatever, things like you should eat less, exercise more. We can think of many different scenarios of what other people should do better. And yet, I don't think these people that I've recognized here are very unique or special. I think we've all done these things. Haven't we all done these things at some point? Haven't we all betrayed God and other people by our thoughts and words? We see with horror the betrayal of Judas, and we see the sins of others and shake our heads in disapproval. But really, we are all capable of sin. We're all human, imperfect people. I think it would be better then if we would focus on our own behaviors, looking for ways to be more loving, more generous, more forgiving, and more humble. This Lent has been a time to gain self-knowledge for me and I've been spending time with Jesus and seeing how much like Jesus my behavior is and where there are things I need to improve to be more like Jesus, treating others as if they are Jesus and being Jesus to other people. This is what my Lent's been about. Now tomorrow's Holy Thursday and the start of the Triduum. For me, this is a great time of silence, reflection, and gazing with my God. Gaze at God and God gazes back at me. Such a loving feeling just being in God's presence this way. So I think the part that I want to share is it's not about looking at others, but instead listening to God's beautiful voice and listening very much with the ear of our heart so that we can be joyful when Easter comes. And may you have a very joyful Easter.